Yeah. So, this your boy LB with LB Show Review. I'm currently just sitting here thinking about the Power Universe and how that overall outlook is right now. You know, you had the original show Power. You had the second show follow-up Ghost. Raising Kanan. That's the prequel. And then they got another prequel coming out called or Power Book, or I think it's Power Origins or something like that. Power Origins, and then we're going to end up getting a Power Origins 2 because they're going to run it back 2 times. They got to keep that one going because you got the 2000s and then right before Ghost got the building and stuff. I don't know how far deep they're going to go in Origins. I feel like Origins is like you get they childhood and then you get their adulthood in Origins too. When it comes to the whole outlook of everything, they have a lot of hit and misses for what they could have did, and I almost forgot about Force. You can't forget about Force. I do like Force. It's not critically acclaimed as it should have been. It's good acting on there, but nobody seems to pay attention to that, and that's okay. People are going to pay attention as they do this next season, so just give them time. That show is actually going to be done after this one, but whatever they choose to do next, that's really going to get some attention going forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they got in store with that. Now, how I'm looking at the whole storyline so far and how everything is connected, it's kind of weird because nobody's true. I'm looking from the aspect of Breeze is they big homie, yes. Breeze and Kanan the big homies. And the show's called Raising Kanan. So we learning about how they even learned to do the stuff they did. Because this is the person they learned it from. And then this is the person he got with that man named Breeze in his next coming season that they're gonna put out in season 5. Kanan was a pup becoming a wolf, like Sam the Crackhead said. And it seems like he did nothing but produce wolves around him. You feel me? Like he was trying to push everybody to be that same type of wolf he was trying to be himself. And nobody seemed to understand that. But Breeze. Because the wolves that Kanan are around, Breeze is hearing those same kind of wolves. So hear me out. This is how I'm looking at the whole ordeal, how a lot of this might play out. So Breeze might got family in the game too, not just Snaps and Pops. I'm talking about Snaps' brother or something. You know, he got some people, he got some more peoples that's in the game with them. Like how Kanan family is, everybody doing something. Everybody got some type of foot in the game somewhere. It don't matter where you play, you in the game too, my nigga. So since they all are running like that, I wonder if they're going to do a spinoff on Breeze to show his side instead of just trying to show his side in Power Origins, because that's honestly a good idea for one of the limited spinoffs. That way you can get his out the way in about 10 episodes, like quick. This Breeze, this is how he grew up. Woo. We ain't got to do the whole Raising Kanan where we seen everything he went down. We can skip a couple. We can skip 3 to 6 months in between each episode for him, for Breeze, to get him where we at now. And that gets all caught up within the limited series. But that's just me thinking out the box. And hear me out, cuz I know I'm switching real shit. I know I'm switching it up real shit, but I'm thinking about this real fast. And everybody said they not related, but I feel like they related. When it comes to Lou, Uncle Lou, I feel like Ghost is his kid. It's like, unless they doing what they did with the Breeze name and giving us so many red herrings that it's ridiculous, but it's so many things they could compare them to, from the mannerisms, the way they talk, walk, the way they had both had to deal with their addictions, the way they knew how to move in and out the streets. Lulu really moved quiet as a mouse. You don't really hear Lou at all. But when you hear Lou, you know he had to have that pistol drawn. That's all I'm saying. Same with Ghost though. You didn't hear about what Ghost was doing in the streets. Ghost had to tell you what he was doing in the streets. Tommy didn't know none of the stuff that was going on with Ghost unless Tommy was with Ghost to do it. If he didn't know, Ghost wasn't saying. Ghost was shh. That's all I'm saying. So with that, and how Lulu looks. If you did a side-by-side picture of Lulu and Tariq from his last season as he's an adult, he got the fur coat on. He got not the fur coat. He got the fur collar jacket on and stuff. He trying to be clean and stuff, right? You look at that and how Tariq talked to people, and compare it to how Lulu look and talk to people, how they both carry their swag. They both walking in the same way and all that kind of stuff. Like, him and James had the same kind of mannerisms in a sense, but, you know, James had a little more, hey, how you doing, sir? My name is James St. Patrick. You know what I'm saying? He had more of that in him than he had that brother man. You know what I'm saying? But he can also turn that switch on like he did when he turned the Ghost on Dre at. Told him he was nothing but a little bitch. I was like, dang. He didn't have to do him like that. But when it came to the end, when it comes down to the end of it, I still feel like Lulu is either a super red herring or he really is Ghost's father and he's just a long lost child that they're gonna bring up in season 5, like episode 7, and be like, Lou, this is your son. Whoa, whoa. My name's Tabitha. We met a long time ago. We used to mess around back when we was a kid and all this stuff. Cause he around an age where he probably had a slip up or two, you know what I'm saying? Cause he said Ghost might got a brother, quote unquote. But I can see Lulu take it down, cause the same Patrick name came from his mama's side, and I ain't know a lot of brothers that was named St. Patrick. So, you know, his mama came from that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? They like. What's that pie they like? They like that. What's that pie they like? That it's on the tip of my tongue. Just put it in the comments. But they like that kind of pie. We don't like that pie. But Lou could have been messing around, especially on them drunk nights and stuff. Especially when he was younger and stuff, messing around, doing stuff he had no business doing. And that's what another prequel can come across when it comes to the Thomas family and giving Rock her own spinoff prequel. That would be fire. And then hopefully they can save Marvin and keep him from going to jail and send him to DC, and then you do a spinoff like that. That'd be kind of fire. I know they talked about that one. And we still need that political spinoff. We definitely need that spinoff. But if we get all those spinoffs, I kind of don't want Tariq and them to all come back together for another 2 to 3 years. And the reason why I say that is because we're getting caught up on the full lore of the Power universe. You know what I'm saying? So if we take our time to get caught up on that while they're learning to be better actors or how to carry certain scenes going forward, especially when it comes to dealing with how certain scenes can make you look or portray, or how you handle being in those vulnerable positions when it comes to being in those scenes. Because let's be honest, they ain't had Tariq in them fighting scenes in prison because that was going to be too graphic. I think that was going to be way too graphic and not enough for him to comprehend at this level of his acting to be able to get out of that or to be able to deal with that. So it's not that he's a bad actor. It's levels to this shit. So let him grow as an actor. Let him become more evolved. Let him actually like grow into his grown man self, because he's still young. He's really young. So when it comes to Tariq and the rest of the cast and how they're going to grow into what they need to be next, and I can see what's my boy name? that be running with Tariq. I forgot his name. My white boy. I forgot his name. My bad. I'm making this a little bit late. My apologies. But I can see Tommy Jr. being straight crash out when he get older, like going hard as Tommy did, if not harder. And that's because he felt like he just fell so deep into the game he didn't have nothing else, and that's because he made the game his life, and that's on him at that point. Because Tariq will probably be on the end of trying to get out, just like how Ghost was, but they're not going to show that. They're going to show Tariq being in deeper than where Ghost was, because Tariq, even though he is the connect now, he is in the same seat that Ghost has sat in. He's going to end up becoming. He's going to end up becoming one of the people that you're going to have to talk to somebody else to talk to me. You're going to talk to somebody else that talk to somebody else that talk to somebody else that talks to somebody else that talks to somebody else all the way across the country. Then they talk to me to see if we can work with you. He's trying to get that far pushed off, but to still reap the benefits of the game. And it's going to be, like he said, like a ghost in the machine. So when it's time for the ghost in the machine when it's time for the ghost in the machine power book to come out, that's gonna be fire. Cause you got Raising Kanan wrapped up. You got Power Book Origins possibly wrapped up, if not in season 2, 3. You got Force wrapped up. You got everything also all tied up in a bow. You can have either Lou, not Lou, because if Lou is Ghost's dad, then he gotta die. You can have Marvin's DC. You can have Marvin's DC prequel going, like not when he went out there and stuff that's going on, and that's how he got tied in with the DC people down there. You have that going, and then you finally end it with Rock's prequel, and that's all the prequels done. That gets High Post, that gets DEFCON, Stark, all that shit. You get everybody in Rocks. You get the prequel that continues the story going on with Juke and all them, with Marvin's story, and that makes him the lead at that point when they down in DC. You then focus on the political one with Rashad Tate. That way we finally get that one. Now that one's gonna be fire. And we can push Rashad Tate to down there and become president. That's gonna be even more crazy. We're gonna see how that works. After we do that one, you also got people that's coming up, and you gotta get new people into the game. You gotta get new people that's younger and everything. We still got our kids from earlier in Power with Lakeisha's son and Proctor's daughter and a few other people. They got kids in the show already. We already killed off Junior. Honestly, that could have went for a whole another 2 seasons alone, and he didn't have to die so soon. But I understood why they killed him off. But if you would have kept Junior around for, let's see, going into this new one, and that be his adversary, and then we find out later that Junior really was Ghost's son as well. It could have went so crazy, bro. It could have went so crazy. But they wasn't trying to do it. I get it. The writer wanted Ghost off. It was a lot into it. It's alright. What I feel like now, if they follow the plans of getting everything out and getting the book out before continuing on with Tariq's story, or at least getting half the book out of everybody's story, finish it up, and then you put Tariq and them back in the fold, and you show them the game through Joseph Sakura's eyes, and how he learned from Breeze, how he learned from Kanan, how he learned from Ghost, how he learned from Jukebox, how he learned from Uncle Lou and Marvin when they was moving the books and shit like that. You show him all those things. Now he getting shit. Then he can actually earn the name Ghost if he want to have the name Ghost. I feel like he should be Phantom. I feel like Tariq name should not be Ghost. I feel like it should be Phantom. Is they trying to force the Ghost name so bad that's because we miss him so much. We like that allure. But if we're gonna go with what like if he gonna follow his dad's name and all that shit, I feel like he should be called Phantom. You're not your dad, you're you. Phantom is kind of hard. Either that or Shadow. Yeah, Shadows. He always in a shadow. There you go. Either one. Phantom or Shadow. But that's my take on the Power Universe and where they at right now and where I see them going. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Keep God in your life first. Talk to y'all later. Peace.